I'm a share it. Are we live?
Yeah, I think
Woo! Hi,
probably.
people. Are we?
Uh,
We're
well,
going
it's
live.
it still says. Oh, hey, hi, people. Hello.
We have no idea how Facebook Live works at
Yeah,
all.
at all. I mean, to be fair, we definitely had to do some janky ass hack together solutions to get things to work properly.
We're very savvy.
I'm
Yeah, we
sharing
are
the
we are
microphone
so
as well.
tech and such savvy.
Much tech, such savvy.
All right. All right. Well, Dan, I'm going to throw a note in the doc about the start time for the episode. Time is approximately, oh my god, 30 minutes in.
That's fine. Thanks.
Yeah, anyway. Alright, so I'll do the intro this time.
Yeah.
To those of you who are watching the live stream, thank you. It is wonderful to have you lovelies here. Are either of y'all watching the live stream right now?
I'm sharing it. Give me a minute before we start.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So behind the scenes, what up? Enjoy my messy apartment. It's not that bad. It's just a bike and some hats.
Bruh, my place is a shithole. Like, oh, hey, the dog's not there. Anyway, you actually can't see the worst of it, but there are paintings on the ground, so that's always kind of shitty. Merp, merp. All right.
So I'm gonna share this, I guess, right?
Yeah, and I'm going to share it as well, and hopefully.
Woo! I'm posting the share, motherfucker. BRB. I need to get my phone for the timer.
Oh.
Share, friends.
Yo, what up, people who are watching live? How's it going? I hope you're
Hi.
ready for a dope ass episode. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be dope.
Dan, you know, I think
Both
you might have
those
said that
things?
already. I'm not positive, but I think you said that already. To those of you joining us, I am drinking, this is Lindsay's alcohol, Texas honey cider from Austin East Ciders. Ooh, wrong way.
Honey cider. Is that
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think they throw honey into the cider post fermentation. I'm not sure. Anyway,
it's
if
not
Lindsay
so
sees
much
this,
meat.
she'll probably be pissed because I bought these for her, and now I'm drinking them because they're delicious.
well,
And I will also not be drinking tequila because I'm a fucking fool and I forgot to buy it again. So I have a little eensy beensy wit of whiskey left. So I'll be drinking beer intermittently in addition to shots.
you fool of a toque.
A toque? Am I a piece of fucking headwear?
No, that's a.
Come on, you know what that's from. Don't make us upset.
Don't
us
make me
upset.
explain.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna
don't.
close all these things. Yay! Why is Sketch open? Close Sketch.
Okay.
Hockey doc. Let me open the doc I need for closing the episode. Burke, you gonna open the episode?
Oh, right.
Don't
Okay.
do it now though. Wait. Let's talk this out. So what both you and Eric have done in the past is you'll be like, I'm your host so and so, and with me as always are, and then you wait for us to say our names. Just say our names and be like, are Daniel Regera, and I'm like, hi, and then Burke or Eric, and then he'll be like, hi, and that's it.
All right,
Fine.
works for me. And we will lead with why phones explode and corruption. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Don't give it all away. Don't give it all away.
Phones explode because they suck.
Well, no, let's do the table of contents this time.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm down.
No, I'll do the intro and the table of contents. Okay, so start time is 33 minutes into Zen. So I'm gonna put 35 for posterity because it'll take me a few seconds to get myself collected.
That's fine. Look, I edited it. It's not a big deal. I can always find where we start. It's not that hard.
Okay. Well,
Thank
going live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hi, welcome to Techquila, the podcast where we talk about the latest news in the tech industry while taking shots of tequila or other liquors every 10 minutes. I'm your host, Bert Gerchek, and with me as always are Daniel Reguera.
Hello.
And Eric Shulkin.
Hello.
And today we are going to cover a very broad spread of topics. First, we'll talk about why phones explode. Some of you may not know. We do.
Boom.
We're going to talk about the people who made the phones that explode and what's wrong with them.
Boo.
Boo.
We're going to talk about a couple different people getting sued. Justified? We'll find out. And we'll talk about a rogue Twitter account, some shit Facebook did, and my personal favorite, the applications of machine learning to unraveling the mysteries of ancient civilizations. You
That's
can really
pretty
tell what
fucking
I care about by how much detail I went into that last one.
Get lurked.
Yeah.
We becoming woke.
About to educate yo face, bitches.
Woke as fuck. Okay, tequilas we drinking. I guess, Burke, you start since you introduced the podcast.
Yeah, since I am drinking whiskey. Suntory
Lame.
whiskey, Toki. I think I had this last time. Again, it's because I'm too lazy to actually go to the liquor store and buy tequila. And because I secretly despise tequila. And I will be interleaving it with Texas honey cider because I don't have enough whiskey to get me through the podcast.
What I would like to pretend the reason is that you haven't left your house for 2 weeks. That's what I would like to
You don't have to fucking pretend when it comes to that. I am a sad sack of a human being, Eric.
Okay, Eric,
So let's drink.
What you drinking, Eric?
I still got my Hornitos, but I know I'm going to finish that. So at some point I'll be switching over to Camarena.
Oh,
Oh,
look
shit.
at that little baby bottle. It's so cute.
Guys, guess what I have?
What?
Still, I still got the Jimmies.
Oh my god.
The Jimmy.
You have a shitload of the Jimmy, too. Jesus fucking
It's,
Christ.
750 milliliter. It's not that much. It's just
Yeah.
a
Well, I'm saying
comparative
there's
shot
a
for
lot
scale
left,
next to my face.
Daniel.
This is what it looks like.
Okay, yes. I'm
Fascinating.
glad we have a Daniel for scale.
Burke, count the shot down, and then we'll start, please.
Yeah, sure. Man, I'm gonna have to really get ghetto this time around. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
Oh,
You know, a swig is. Woo! I should not get Reposado. I should get Blanco next time. God damn.
Yeah.
Note to self: clear liquor better for shooting. Okay, y'all, we gonna hit the ground running. We gonna talk about fucking Samsung. So Samsung finally came out
oh my god.
and said why their phones fucking caught fire. So I don't know if I should explain
The
it.
fucking Ringling Brothers went out of business because this circus has taken over.
I really
We're
like
done.
that.
We're done. The podcast is over. We've hit the height of the podcast. Burke has hit the absolute height wherever.
I might as well just kill myself now, honestly, because it's
Your
never
life
gonna
will
get
never
better.
amount to
than this.
anything more than that joke.
Wow. That was a good joke.
Thanks.
That was a really good joke.
I'm glad I can be topical and witty. I think I would like to extend my thanks to alcohol, my close
One
confidant,
shot's worth.
and to whiskey in particular, who has always been there for me in the darkest times. Sometimes darkest times caused by whiskey.
Okay, yeah, so circus.
Yeah, the Samsung exploding phone circus. This isn't my expertise. Someone else explain. Sorry, the dog was getting into the bathtub.
Oh, see, I thought you might be able to explain better because you would know about the engineering. But so there were two problems. As those of you who are super in the know might know, within the Galaxy Note 7, the specific Samsung phone that caught fire and went snap, crackle, pop, there were two sets of manufactured batteries. And when they first started catching fire, Samsung thought, oh, it's probably just a problem with this one batch of batteries. And so they replaced those Samsung Note 7s with Samsung Note 7s that had batteries from the second batch. It turns out that both batches of batteries had a fucking flaw in them, a design flaw, and two completely different design flaws that Samsung had people investigate aside from themselves. Apparently, they tested more than 30,000 batteries for these tests. But first and foremost, I feel like we should talk about how it took them so fucking long.
Well,
because months,
probably
right? 4 months about, right? Since when this became a story and to now.
This was what people were saying even before they've come out. They were like, there's probably something wrong with the batteries or like the design of the chassis. Like,
I mean, to be fair, I'm sure it takes their unpaid intern Kiyun in the basement of Samsung headquarters a long time to test 30,000 batteries.
Okay, to be fair, they were testing it, and then like they had third-party partners like UL, which is a huge manufacturing company, and a few others for like objective testing.
Hey, I mean, I got the numbers here. They did this like bullshit PR video entitled "Committed to Quality."
Are you Samsung?
yeah, committed to quality, and they just like showed their phones like, we know stuff has happened. We had 700 researchers look at 200,000 batteries, and we recalled 96% of our stuff. Like, you know, it's just like typical deflection with like numbers. Like, look at all this stuff we did, and we can quantify it. And you know, like let us tell you what's wrong. The negative electrode tip got impacted. I'm like, what? Like,
so we impacted the tip, you see, just the tip.
So you're saying it's just the tip that went in?
Yeah, no, just please, you know, buy our phones. It's just the tip.
Okay, so nerd details. The things that went wrong in the first batch was it's something to do with like the layering of the anode and the diode was such that the anode layer was bent on the edges in some of them, which is what you guys are referring to, and that caused contact between the anode and the diode, which in lithium-ion batteries make a battery go boom boom.
Well explained, Daniel, for the non-technical viewers.
Because of chemistry, right? Like these two things should never touch. There's a separator in them. When they touch,
metal dinky touch other metal dinky, then battery go boom boom.
So like, if you made it too slim, you would say they made it way too slim.
It's you've been in high school chemistry where you put the non-ionized form of lithium into water and it explodes. It's kind of like that.
Fuck!
What'd you just do?
That's how Bert died.
I inhaled honey cider.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this. You're not supposed to inhale liquids.
My lungs haven't gotten the memo.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing it since I was a kid. I didn't know there's another way to drink alcohol. Anyway.
Okay, so that was the problem with the first batch of batteries. The problem with the second batch of batteries, Burke, what the fuck is a spur?
A burr?
A burr. A spur is a completely different thing.
Yeah, you know, from my experience, I'm not a chemist. I'm not an electrochemist by any means.
You've done like welding work, have you not? I feel like you have.
Fuck no.
You
No,
have.
I've never welded in my life.
You strike me as one who's welded.
Really? Well, that's flattering, I guess.
You got the beard for it.
I want to be someone who welds. Unfortunately, I don't.
You want to weld your own mechanical keyboard, so I didn't put it.
That's soldering, dipshit.
Oh, close enough.
No, that's the completely opposite. Well, not really. Anyway, burrs. Burrs are little, basically barbs sticking out of metal that can arise from a multitude of different reasons. When knives are sharpened,
It's like a blemish, correct?
Yeah, kind of. It's more like a protrusion, I think, would be the accurate way. Because, like, when you sharpen a knife, what you end up doing is you sharpen one side of it repeatedly until the edge is bent over, and then what you do is bent over this way, and then what you do is hack off the tip so you get a sharpened edge. Anyway,
So in their rush to really ship before the iPhone 7 came out, they had these sharp burrs in the battery, and what happened with these burrs is that they poked through the separator that separated the positive ion from the negative ion, the anode and the diode, and phony went boom boom again. So
you know, now we're counting two boom booms. 2 notable incidents by my count.
Point being, it was a rushed job battery wise because they were trying to get this phone out to compete in time with the iPhone 7, and because they rushed it, they did not fucking have enough oversight into how these batteries were made. And the phone that was supposed to be the iPhone killer ended up being the iPhone savior.
Yeah. It cleared the way. For
Although
nice...
we'll see. We might potentially have a special Sober Thoughts out next week on Tuesday, depending on how Apple's quarterly earnings reports come out after the iPhone 7 and MacBook Pro and the holiday season. So, who knows?
Could be a mixed bag.
The iPhone 7 outsold Android and gained sales everywhere except for like Germany.
Yeah, but have they reported sales numbers for Christmas?
Yes, it was Q4.
Oh, well,
this was a couple weeks ago, or a week ago. It was like up by a single-digit %, and Android was up by less of margin, and down in some markets. Anyway, point being, this Samsung Note 7 really paved the way for the headphone jack exclusion to be okay.
So much so that their next phone, the Samsung S8, will reportokay. Has it been confirmed, or is it just reported?
No, actually, rumors, which are more solid this time around, are saying that it will have a headphone jack.
Oh, okay.
That it will have an S Pen. There will be no Note, and there will be a smaller one, a regular like S series, and then like a large one. So basically, they're throwing the Note in with this S8, like the Note-sized device.
Okay, so they're making one. All right, they're streamlining it.
Yeah, they're doing like the iPhone and making like a regular S8 and then like a big S8, like a Plus.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially after they've essentially nuked their Note brand name,
right?
I wouldn't want to hang on to that IP.
Yeah.
Yep. And so they've implemented this 8-point check, which I don't quite understand.
I don't know, man. It's got 8 points. What more do you want? Like,
that's how many.
9. I want 9.
Yeah. You would want more. I figured you would want 6 points.
They're like,
what? No, I'm not about to get super anti-Semitic this early in the podcast.
Oh.
We're one shot in, and it's Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be like, you want 6 points, don't you, you Jew?
Oh, this guy. So apparently they have
Facebook Live.
Yeah, I forget that I'm streaming this to literally.
So 8-point test.
We have one viewer, man. I don't even care.
Point being, yeah, they have like X-rays, visual inspections. Apparently, they're going to charge and discharge a bunch of batteries to make sure that they're fine. TVOC, whatever the fuck that means, total volatile organic compound tests, to make sure that there isn't the slightest possibility of leakage of the volatile organic compound. Anyway, they're doing a shit ton of tests.
I mean, what they did is they took a advertising guy and then they sat an engineer down with him and they made him explain to the marketing guy how the process works, and the marketing guy spun it so that it sounds like they're doing a lot when really...
That's what that video was that Eric watched.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's exactly what every other fucking manufacturer in the industry does.
Hockey duck.
Do we... Okay, I'll say something after the shot.
Okay, are you ready?
I already took it. I'll do you.
Oh, 3, 2, 1.
I'ma grab a beer.
Alrighty, Eric, you wanted to talk about this Samsung corruption scandal.
Yeah, it kind of just plays into what I was about to say, actually. I kind of thought it was rather strange that in this entire 4-month period, never once did we see anyone of significant standing at Samsung come out.
Absolute brain fart
and
looking for beer in my fridge.
And do a press conference. Burke, I was just saying, no one of any standing at Samsung has, like, you know, like a VP or like anything has ever like gotten in front of a microphone and like given a statement on this shit show. Like, they just resort to like hiding behind a press release and a press video. So what I wanted to transition to...
Yeah, I was about to do that if you didn't.
Yeah. What I was about to transition to is that the other week... now, what is this gentleman's name?
I don't know.
J.Y. Lee.
J.Y. Lee, quote unquote, the crown prince of Samsung. That's what the South Korean media has given him as a nickname, because it's not a bad name. Except it is right now because you don't want to be. He's sitting in jail right now. Why is he sitting in jail? Wow, great question, Eric. I'll tell you, Eric.
Well, no, I don't think he hasn't been jailed yet. They've brought the. Oh, did it go through?
Well, he's sitting in jail awaiting charges.
Oh my God.
Charges. Yeah.
Ooh, I burped whiskey.
And you did. And they want to charge him on perjury, bribery, and embezzlement. You know, normal rich guy stuff.
Yeah. White collar crimes. Right?
Yeah, just the typical shit. But he's gotten caught up in like this huge scandal with the South Korean president, President Park, because he gave like $36 million to her allegedly to like influence a couple mergers and like increase his own standing in the company. So I mention all this because like when you have like such instability and like such chaos in the upper echelons of management, like could this have informed like shitty product design decisions like all the way top down? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like a stretch, but it's possible.
You know, I think in companies really it is sort of a top down trickle of management culture. The shit trickles downhill. And yeah, I think that
smells.
was, huh?
It smells? Shit.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes
probably. Shit tends to smell. I can't vouch for 100% of shit, but it tends to smell.
Just spitballing.
But, like, I think that was, like, one of the arguments against BP during the Horizon shit with the oil spill was that it was generally a culture of lax safety standards that was kind of propagated top-down by management. Same thing for Volkswagen.
That was horrible. Never do that again.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard.
Haven't we made you promise not to do that?
No, I promised I wouldn't pee anymore while we're doing a podcast.
Well, I think we need to keep working on
No,
you.
man. Burping is my fucking last bastion of defense.
Is that your brand? Is that on brand for you?
My brand. look with your special esophagus. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, the CEO and upper echelons of management determine a culture. Volkswagen with the emissions cheating deal was the exact same thing. And I'm sure it's the case here, too, you know? If you have a corrupt as fuck president that will cut corners to get what he wants and take the unscrupulous route, then the company's going to operate like that. Also, this is kind of a unique situation, too, to the Korean system of management. Because in Korea, they have these things called chaebols. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I've never heard someone say it. Chaebol. It's similar to in Japan. They have zaibatsus, which are these like family-owned mega conglomerates. Like Samsung produces everything from televisions to like,
mafia in the business world.
Yeah, and it's family-owned, which is usually the thing. That was the case here, right? This kid was raised with a fucking platinum-crusted spoon in his mouth.
Right.
And it's
But the battery blew up.
Yeah, right. Well, they used the platinum in the spoon. They should have used in the battery.
Right.
Anyway, there was another incident with this, actually. It's just kind of, I think it's toxic to have that kind of inheritance of power, almost like a feudal system in companies. There was
his dad was prosecuted as well. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh,
but his dad at Samsung, like, he had to step down and let his son, who is now being prosecuted, take over because he himself was. So there seems to be a pattern. I don't know what's the pattern, but
he stepped down because he had a heart attack, and then he went under the radar. He has been prosecuted.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, little difference.
Sorry.
Aren't you a dick, Eric?
But there was another case of something like this where the daughter of like a Chaebol family, she was the daughter of a family that owned an airline. And because one of the stewards on the plane in first class failed to serve her peanuts, she made them stop the plane on the tarmac, go back to the gate, kick the guy off, fired him, and then got the plane to take off again. And it was only after mass humiliation by the media that she issued an apology. Anyways, yeah, it's like a culture.
That's like beyond, like, you think Paris Hilton is a fuck? That woman, oh my god. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's
pretty shitty.
I'm sure in the medieval era, that is what the childs of lords were like, children of lords.
It's pretty shit. Like, that's not cool at all.
Not cool, bro.
That's way worse than anything like Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian would do.
So we're in agreement. Very unchill move.
Very uncool. Like, not chill at all.
Well, so that's Samsung. I mean, you know, they give an explanation. Are we satisfied with it? How are we feeling right now,
Fuck
guys?
no.
Yeah. It's 4 months later!
I mean, they were, to be fair, they were going through a fucking corruption scandal, and their phones blew up, and they're really bad about this kind of thing. You know, if it were Apple, it would be like, we're sorry, our phones blew up, like the day after, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also just like didn't impress me with the way they handled certain cases and tried to like cover it up in certain points in time. That was really fucking shady and not cool at all. Like super fucked up.
Super fucked up, bro.
And as
super fucked up extreme. No,
as we discussed in previous episodes, they really fucked up the first recall too. Like,
yeah, they did. Because they weren't upfront about it.
And the second one to a certain degree. Yeah, man, just all around, huge mess. For me, the highlight is the fact that they try to cover it up back, you know, last year. I think it was in October or November that they were trying to cover it up, and I was like, who thought this was a good idea to try to cover up? Like, who in their right mind was like, yeah, let's cover up this huge problem that we're having with our phones that could cause people physical harm?
I think I know who. His name was J.Y. Lee. Because he was feeling the heat from, you know, prosecutors.
The phone in his pocket.
Yeah, he was feeling the heat from the phone in his pocket, which is liable to explode. And he was also like, I got these prosecutors breathing down my neck. I'm feeling it on 2 fronts, in my pocket, down my neck.
Meanwhile, the engineer downstairs is using that as a pickup line. Like, baby, I've got a phone in my pocket that's about to explode.
My forthcoming romance novel, I got a phone in my pocket.
Oh my god. Okay, so Oculus is being sued.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of nothing, I have no transition here. Let's get into it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, now begins the marathon of corruption and lawsuits.
Speaking of absolutely. Okay, so who's heard of ZeniMax before this? I haven't.
I have.
Eric I have too, yeah.
I didn't know who the fuck they were. Okay. Can we just say how stupid of a fucking name ZeniMax is for a game company?
It's bad. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but it was founded in 1999. They make video games. You got to give them a pass, man.
Okay, fair enough.
Every name was bad in the 1990s.
No, man. Like the 90s wasn't great, but video games in the 90s, Jesus Christ! Like talk about the scum of basement dwellers.
Bro, MechWarrior is huge nostalgia for me.
I'm not saying they didn't make good shit. I'm just saying it was a dark time for the people who worked in video games.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so ZeniMax, creators of Doom, correct?
I believe
yes.
Publishers?
So,
yeah.
Wait. John Carmack created Doom while working at ZeniMax. And so John Carmack now is the CTO
Doom
of
is
Oculus.
older than ZeniMax.
I'm sorry?
Doom is older than ZeniMax. ZeniMax was 99. Yeah. Doom came out before that. They just happen to have Carmack on board.
Okay. All we got to know is ZeniMax is a big game publishing company, and the star of it is John Carmack, former creator of Doom, genius programmer.
Yeah.
Generally a well-liked guy in the tech community, I feel. Right?
He's looked up to by a lot of people.
And ZeniMax, worth noting to those of you who are into video games, they are like a umbrella company for other publishers. Oh no, Burke's gonna have the whiskey burps again. Boop, boop.
Okay, I'm stopping the beeping because it's so enjoyable. Let me pour the shot. Boop, boop, boop. Yo, FYI, a swig of that is probably more than a shot.
Yeah.
I've been pouring deep on each one.
Feeling it, guys.
All right, Eric, it is your turn to count. I am prepared.
Okay, one sec. Each lime I've had has been horrific.
Why?
That's what you
Why
get.
do it then?
That's
you should be like me and chase liquor with beer or cider.
I like limes.
Wow, he ended that like a stereotypical drunk.
You should, you know, that wasn't even intentional. That just came out.
No, I'm aware it
If
was.
this were a
Well aware.
cartoon, if this were a cartoon, bubbles would have come out of your mouth, and you'd be
Yeah.
like, okay.
With a jug that says XXX on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. 3, 2, 1, tequila.
Oh, whew.
Shots. I really
Well.
need to not get the reposado. There we go. 10 minutes, motherfuckers. What time it is?
All right.
You can see on the camera now.
All right, that line was pretty good. That was a good one.
I have limes in the fridge. I didn't cut them, but whatevs. We're here now. We're doing this. So, okay. Carmack worked at ZeniMax, is now the CTO of Oculus. Oculus is suing Oculus. Oh, sorry, ZeniMax.
Well,
ZeniMax
why don't I finish what I was saying first? Just like this will give it
Not
some
allowed.
relevance for gamers. Fuck you. ZeniMax is an umbrella corporation, not the ones who make zombies though. Like an actual corporation of corporations that owns Bethesda software, so Fallout
Right.
and Skyrim. They own id Software, which made Doom. So I guess they bought out id at some point. They own and they have their own studio, ZeniMax Online Studios.
Right.
Okay, now id Software is John Carmack's company.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
Carmack
So-
is like the wonder kid.
Oh yeah,
of video
they're pretty
games.
big. Damn, they're pretty
Yeah.
big.
And I was totally blanking on the fact that they own Bethesda, but now that you say that, yes, it's a big deal. Anyway, so
Yeah.
ZeniMax suing Oculus for $2 billion. I believe Oculus was bought by Facebook for $2 billion. And they're probably valued somewhere a little north of that, like 3, maybe 3.5 billion.
Okay, so they're
So-
trying to clear them the fuck out right now.
Yeah, they're suing them for almost the entire worth of the fucking company, which is a
Which
huge
is,
deal.
which was, with code. I guess this is sort of at the heart of why we put this on here. With code,
Mm-hmm.
intellectual property is kind of like a dicey issue. I haven't read
It's
the
so
article.
gray. It's so gray. So here's
But-
the issue. Here's the claim is that while me being a creative, I'm kind of subject to this. It's the same with any developer working for a private company or any designer, et cetera, et cetera. But while you were working at a particular company, which John Carmack was working, under the umbrella of ZeniMax, ZeniMax is now owned companies, right? They claim he was working on something that was similar to what is Oculus now, or at least like some of the code that's implemented into it. And when you work for a company and you're developing something using their infrastructure, using their time, it's their they own it. You don't.
Mhm.
And so while the Oculus was in talks with John Carmack to have him come on, by Oculus I mean Facebook, since it was really Zuckerberg doing a lot of the steering there. They are arguing that he basically ripped some IP from them while moving from this job to Oculus, and that IP, and this is where it gets dicey, because code, IP or copywriting code is a gray area kind of thing. So
I mean, yeah, there's like, you can think of it as like, yeah, there are a lot of ways to skin a cat,
right,
but there are very few ways to skin a cat efficiently.
yep.
That's
Um,
sick. That is sick.
Listen, man, if you're gonna be doing evil shit, you might as well do it in a manner that's efficient. But yeah, it's the crux of the issue, I guess, is that when somebody develops code, they're not just developing a product. You're not just designing an iPhone or a MacBook. You're also developing your own style of coding, and you're putting your own. It's like a painting, It's. I mean, I don't want to sound like that snobby bastard that's like, I'm a code artisan, but it's
So, but where do you draw the line? Like say I make something for Facebook, right? And then I go somewhere else, and I'm not necessarily like ripping the code that I used to make, but if I am making something new in this new place, and the concept is even remotely similar,
I
it's
actually
gonna
don't know.
look fucking similar.
Yeah, and
Like, it has to.
Without seeing the code they're talking about, I don't really know. I
That's
don't
the
know
thing,
what
it's this gray area of
Yeah.
like we don't know. Point being is that like Burke, even if imagine the situation I just gave you, right? Like I'm making this thing for this company, and I write it in such a way that's my style, such a way that it's like one of the few ways that you might go about executing this particular idea or problem efficiently, and then you go somewhere else and you try to solve a similar problem or create a similar product. They're going to inevitably look similar.
Yeah,
it's just inevitable at that point.
I have a question for Burke, actually. Would you say at a company like this, just your own insight, like at ZeniMax, like, do you think John Carmack worked in isolation, or did he work with a team who shared ideas with each other?
I mean, the guy was CTO, Chief Technical Officer. I don't even know if he did that much work. It's when you're that high up in the executive pecking order, how much coding are you doing? This is a gigantic corporation. So, I mean, that's the other thing, right? If the lawsuit is trying to stand on the legs of this looks really similar to someone else's work, that's a little bit alarming. If it looks similar to his own work, then you can always make the argument of, like, if you find a way to solve a puzzle once, you're not going to find a whole new way to solve it when asked to solve it again.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's the part that's kind of like, what the fuck do you expect? Do you expect it to look like significant, like way fucking different?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, if the guy was Chief Technical Officer, I mean, I don't know that much about the corporate world. I don't know about
the claim is specifically that he's ripped like lines of code. That's the claim.
From his own work? Or from
his own work that he did under the ZeniMax umbrella.
That he took key elements of the code with him to Oculus. Is that right? That's the thrust of it.
Yeah.
Now, could you guys describe maybe what are the duties of a CTO, a Chief Technical Officer in a company?
Fuck if I know. Guiding the technical strategy is what I would guess, but
very much a management position, maybe a little less hands-on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
way less hands-on.
But then on the other side of things, isn't John Carmack exactly the kind of guy who might be hands-on?
Who knows, dude?
I don't know.
Like I said, I don't fucking know.
He's probably hands-on in a big picture sense. You know what I mean? Like in a like getting into the nitty-gritty of managing particular teams, but not doing anything himself directly.
Here's my real question. What does artisanal farm-to-table code look like?
Well, the first thing we do is
the best question I've ever heard.
ensure that our Unicode fonts are raised in the finest pastures. And when we slaughter them, we have the best slaughtering. People tell me, Burke, you have the best code slaughtering.
Tremendous numbers in the cyber world.
People ask me, Burke, do you have 16-bit integers? I tell you, fuck you, I have 64-bit integers.
So do we think...
Are they huge integers?
Yeah,
do we think anything, what kind of precedent do we think may be set from a court decision in this?
I don't know. If the
I
court
am not a
decides
lawyer.
on the side of ZeniMax, it could be bad. That's all.
How so?
Well, because it would set a precedent of Burke burping like an animal. It would set a precedent.
What's new, dude?
That would be bad.
That precedent was set like the first 2 episodes of Techquila.
No, that precedent was set on January 20th, and I'm still crying.
What?
The precedent. See what I did there?
Oh, look at you, you clever.
No one liked what you did there.
Okay, so what I mean is that it'll set an example in that if some code just looks fucking similar or has some similar snippets, you could sue someone for basically the entire worth of their fucking company.
Okay, so if we get a certain decision, we could see a very litigious tech world, crop up. Would you say we might see some
potentially?
fly?
I really can't say that this will or won't go either way. If it does go in favor of ZeniMax, it might destroy Oculus. Which is crazy in and of itself.
Yeah.
Like, that alone is crazy. But
although Palmer Luckey fucking deserves it. I want to see that guy burn in hell. Well, okay, you know what? No, I'm not gonna go there.
That aside, as far as setting a precedent of like a court precedent, I have no idea how big it would be.
Yeah,
but I'm just speculating.
Yeah. I am not a lawyer, much less a tech lawyer.
Maybe it'll just get thrown out. It could just get thrown out too. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like it's not gonna go through.
They could just settle. They could just settle out of court, probably.
Potentially.
We're not lawyers. We know nothing.
Welcome to the podcast where three drunk fools talk out of their assholes about something they know nothing about.
So the only thing that's solid in this is that when Facebook was purchasing Oculus, they're claiming that Facebook didn't do their due diligence in terms of making sure that they had like all their IP patents in order. That's the main thing there, and it sounds like a weak ass argument, so I don't think this is going to go through. That's
okay.
It.
Okay. The potential for significance, but probably not.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, time to drink alcohol. I'm going to drink just a lot of this cider because I don't think I can handle swigging from that whiskey anymore. It's suspicious.
Are you going to burp less?
No, probably
only
more.
if you burp again, I'm going to purchase a ticket down there and slap you.
It'll be a good opportunity to see me, bitch. Drink.
Wait, I gotta.
That's not
counting down.
You're really quite bad at this, and you've been doing this for a while.
That's why I'm bad at it. I just stopped giving a shit. All right. Uno, dos, tres, tequila.
Cool. Oh, jeez. Starting the timer. Check it, people who are watching the feed. All three of you.
A bad lime. That was a bad one.
God, Eric, how old are those limes? Because
I bought them today.
Oh my God.
At my local bodega. Shouts to 117th and Park Avenue Bodega.
Oh well, good for you, you
I'm sure they'll
little New
appreciate
York
the publicity.
dwelling bitch.
Listen, they're about to blow up.
They're gonna be huge
because they got Samsungs.
Huge.
Put my name out front. It's gonna be the Shulkin Bodega.
Listen, Eric, I just want to take a moment to recognize what you did there and shit all over it because that was a travesty. Quit picking your teeth. You guys are giving me shit for fucking burping on cam. And
There's lime pulp. There's lime pulp. What do you want me to do?
Not. Could you just fucking not?
I can't even.
Like, I fucking can't. I just can't. Can you believe this bitch?
Who did I choose to podcast with?
Yeah, right. Oh, Dan, look at you looking in the camera.
We're both getting in a really funny and entertaining character, Basic Bitches. Is it funny? Is it funny? No, it's not? Okay.
Shut up, Daniel! You don't know my fucking life!
Oh, now we're pretty much a Lumpy Space Princess.
Yeah, actually, that is what I was going for. I'm glad you picked up on that.
Yeah.
Adventure Time season last. Whoop. I'm actually excited for it.
When?
Season 8 is going to be the last one, I think.
Do you know when it's coming out, or
whenever they're done with it?
Okay. Cool. You heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Adventure Time season 8, whenever they're done with it.
That's how I feel about Rick and Morty the third season.
Look, man, I just try not to think about it, honestly, because I feel like the more I do, the more I'm going to get my hopes up, and I just don't want to put that on them, you know? I just want to sit down and enjoy it when it happens.
Yeah, when it comes, I'll be thrilled.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, that's what she said.
When it comes, yeah, you're right.
She did say that. You were correct.
That was said.
That was said. Yeah.
By her.
Eric, look at you changing genders.
Anywho, I don't identify as anything, but something that should be identified is an act of heroism this week by...
Man, I thought you said act of heroin.
Let me finish the transition before
Eric, that was a bitchin' segue.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you. Let me go through with it. An act of heroism by the Badlands National Park Twitter account. For those who may not know, earlier this week, President Trump, maybe you've heard of him. He's the new president of the United States. He put a gag order on the Environmental Protection Agency, all associated social media accounts of the National Park Service.
Wasn't it NASA as well?
NASA as well.
Yeah, they're popping up all over the place because anybody can co-opt government agency name and make alternative.
Oh, no, I mean, didn't the gag order apply to NASA?
Gag order applied to all these things. So in response to that, the Badlands National Park Twitter account Badlands National Park, I believe, located in South
Badlands,
Dakota.
Dakota.
South Dakota, I think. Someone check me on that. I don't want to be fake news. They went rogue. They went rogue. They just started tweeting out climate change facts about, like really interesting nuggets about ocean acidification, destroying coral reefs, and the drastic increase of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere post the Industrial Revolution. Like they're just giving a big two of these,
Man,
two of my middle fingers to Trump.
I already love the National Park Service, but God, I want to buy even more of their shit after this. Like,
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, what a great way
Trump
to.
was like, you talk about environmentalism, and they're like,
no talk, please.
What is this impression of Trump right now?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Dan, you sound like an
I just wanted to make him
immigrant.
sound like the Neanderthal that he is.
Oh, okay.
Or the
You
baby.
not talk. You not talk to me.
Okay.
Mark does an accent that isn't American. It's the same accent.
Yeah, I am a one-trick pony, all right, and doing foreign impressions is not my trick.
Listen, he's an artist.
Turkish.
He's an artist. He just
I'm
has
a
really
code
broad
artisan.
brush. He has a broad brush. And he paints everybody.
I'm a
By
code
the way,
artisan
I'm
and a
pretty sure
fucking.
NASA was included in that gag order. Anyway, which is fucking ridiculous.
Huh?
So an act of defiance by the Badlands National Park Twitter account. They were just out there telling quantitative scientific truths.
Yeah, and they got shut the fuck up.
They got shut the fuck up. So in response, what happened, guys? What happened?
There are, and not only for the Badlands now, but for a ton of other agencies, there are like people who were employees for all these agencies have made these rogue accounts that are named various things. One of my favorites, I believe it's the NASA Rogue.
It's called Rogue NASA, right?
Yeah, I think it's Rogue_NASA. I'm gonna Google it real quick.
Hopefully
amazing.
a sequel to Rogue One, maybe. I don't know.
Just Rogue. It's at Rogue NASA. No underscore.
A crossover of Interstellar and the Star Wars universe.
Oh my god.
So basically,
That wouldn't be good. No, that wouldn't be good.
No, it wouldn't, but it would be like my nerd dick is getting hard for it,
The Trump administration is getting a huge middle finger from all the scientists after he was like, "You scientists, quiet, no speaky speak." They're like,
I am the beast. I am the beast at the end of the Bible.
Now, despite what we're saying right this moment, we don't want to get too political, but I think
We're just calling the commander-in-chief the beast at the end of the Bible.
it's too late for that. We're past the point of no return. But I do believe, everybody listening, no matter what your political persuasion, I do believe that science is
a
objective.
non-political
Yeah.
issue that should be defended.
I hope we can all agree on that, but maybe not. So
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything anyone can be guaranteed to want to agree on at this point. But look, this isn't Techquila. Ooh, idea for a spin-off podcast.
Duly noted.
Techquila. Oh
this
man,
is not Techquila.
this is Techquila.
We'll see that in a little bit. We'll see that in a
Yeah,
little
holy
bit.
fuck, yeah, I got
You
it.
gotta work on your naming conventions, man. I'm the one that came up with tequila, and I like to take credit for that. Just putting it out there. We gotta work on that. I'll help you massage that name, Burke. Massage. I chose
Techquila?
that
Fuck
word.
you, that's a beautiful name.
Massage is not the word I should have chosen. I'll help you come up. With
You want to help me massage, Daniel? You want to?
Just
Massage.
really help him stroke it,
Yeah.
if you could.
Stroke that
Yeah,
name
so-
into an appropriate shape.
So Facebook has released a
Is this your
Snapchat.
transition right now?
Look,
Yeah, no transition.
I mean, all right, no. Okay, let's properly wrap up the last topic.
Yeah.
Badlands National Park road Twitter account. I honestly think it's a great thing that this can happen. This was, this is something that.
it's awful that it had to happen.
Well, look,
Right.
Daniel,
Awful.
look on the bright side. All right, it's the only way to get. We're all bleeding
It's
heart.
the only way I've
liberals.
gotten through week 1 of Trump.
Yeah, exactly, right? Literally, I am going to fill my cabinet with terrible people.
So guys, do we think this speaks to the potential?
Let me
power-
finish!
I don't know.
Sorry, Eric.
If you yell loud enough, as politics has taught us, if you yell loud enough, you can get your point.
Yeah,
across.
clearly.
So
no,
go ahead.
Sorry to
Go ahead, go
yell
ahead.
at you. All right. Anyway,
You just have to say wrong.
No, wrong. Wrong.
Wrong.
Anyway, yeah, the essence of it is that I think it's really Twitter in particular is a really neat tool for this, just because of how interconnected it is. It's a great way of getting past limited form censorship, as long as they're not just censoring Twitter in and of itself. With my experience as a Turk, that's been the case, because back during the protests in 2013, 2014, Twitter was how a lot of those protests were organized, and it was a really, Facebook too, and Twitter ended up getting banned by,
The exact same thing in the Arab Spring.
Yeah, exactly. I remember Google hosts its own DNS servers, and in Turkey, the regional DNS servers run by Turkish telecom companies were being censored. Like, the government was forcing the telecom companies to filter what those DNS servers would let people access. So people were spray painting the DNS address of Google's DNS servers, or the IP address. Huh?
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was 8.8.8.8.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So,
hilarious.
yeah.
So basically, fuck you, government.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, Berg. I feel like you pretty much made the point of what I was trying to coax out of you guys with this. Oh, okay.
Oh, hello, Texas honey cider. I am going to finish my beer because.
So unlike Burke, this swine of a human being, Eric and I will be drinking the namesake of this podcast.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm by far like the least committed, most obnoxious member of this group.
That's the motto of Trump week 1.
As long as we're saying it out loud.
Least committed, most obnoxious.
Although, we still love you.
Wild card, bitches.
Eric, you got a countdown.
I love Always Sunny. Okay. 3, 2, 1, tequila.
Or maybe it was my turn. I don't know anymore.
Who gives a shit,
God,
man?
why did I get Reposado?
Oh, Daniel, you sweet summer child.
Well, what I was just saying, Burke, is I feel like you basically made the point that I was trying to coax out of you guys with the discussion question. Like, do we feel like Twitter is a pretty good social media platform for this kind of, we want to say, resistance or dissent?
Yes. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Twitter is a great, despite the fact that it's not doing well in terms of stocks. Like it's not growing. It's not growing in terms of like profits, right? Right. It's still a great social media platform for news. It's awful in that there's a shit ton of like vitriol and trolls. That's the bad part. The good part is that it's where news breaks, whether you like it or not. And it's where shit like this happens. It's where like political dissidents can come to, be whistleblowers, etc. It's a really great platform for this kind of thing.
It is worth noting that since its initial public offering on the stock exchange in 2013, it has lost 63% of its initial value.
Oh yeah!
So, yeah, Twitter's in pretty fucking dire straits as far as stock value goes, but then again, in terms of actual reach of the service, it's unparalleled.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I remember this actually back when the first IPO, or the IPO first happened. Like, people were getting ready to buy that shit up like it was hotcakes. And if you look at the shape of the stock value, yeah, that's a very red trend. And that first peak is essentially where that IPO happened, and people got really excited.
That looks like the old Verizon symbol in reverse.
Yeah.
AKA bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Also, you know what? I'm going to take a chance to plug this app that I just showed, Robinhood. I really like it. For those of you looking for a way to invest pocket change, Robinhood's really nice because they don't charge commissions on trading. So even if you have $100-$200 that you want to invest and set aside for later, you can invest that without having to lose $5, $6, $7 to trading commission fees.
Cool. On that note, we should move on to the next story.
Try your transition one more time.
So Facebook apparently is putting out a feature that is identical to Snapchat stories called Facebook stories.
Pretty
Well,
similar
what?
to fucking Instagram stories too. You would say.
Ah.
Or wait, are they called Instagram moments or stories?
They're called stories.
Okay.
So they're not even trying to hide it.
So everybody's got a story to tell. You would say, on all platforms. They're all using the same lingo.
Like no one does it outside of Snapchat. Like on Instagram, there's very few people that do it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no, that's not true. On Instagram?
I don't look at them.
Okay, well, I mean, you don't look at them. I look at them, so that
you
makes
actually on Insta.
on Instagram, yeah, because I don't like Snapchat.
I'm sorry, when you're talking about Instagram boobies, I was getting in an edit war with Dan on the Techquila doc.
Riveting. Okay, well, I'll just say, like, I'm not a Snapchat person, so I enjoy the Instagram
You use the Insta stories instead.
I've never produced one because I'm not clinically insane. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's like one of the things
That's
that,
my point.
like, when you can
That's
post.
exactly my
No,
point.
no, no. I mean, like in general, like I don't post Snapchat stories. I'm not a whore like you, Dan. I don't just feel. I just don't feel anything in my life is interesting enough to merit sharing with the world, other than my dog.
Burke, you're depressed.
Exactly. I feel exactly the same way, Burke.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's that aside, it just
You have an
seems like-
HTC Vive. You should Snapchat the shit out of that.
Yeah, well, I don't have it set up. You need room for that thing, man. It's a pain in the ass.
Well, when you had it, you could have Snapchatted that. Okay, anyway.
Anyway.
Facebook's coming out with a fucking Snapchat clone, and
Oh my god, I legit cannot look at the live viewer count for this stream. This is just too depressing.
It looks, though, I'm just going to ignore what Burke just said. It looks exactly the same. This Facebook Stories thing, like, what are they thinking with this, though? Like,
Well, it might be a
what's the
signal
point
of
of this?
intention. It might be a signal of intention by Facebook to eventually fold Instagram into some sort of subservice of Facebook with no differential branding.
that would
that's
be
a
so
guess.
lame. That would be
Yeah, it
so
would.
lame.
But you know what? It's
I really
what-
don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case because Instagram, if they did that, people run to Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat because they fucking hate Facebook because that's where my mom and my grandma is, right? Like they're all on Facebook, and I don't want to post shit on Facebook because I'm running away from my
Well,
family.
in that vein, then maybe it's just a trickling down of features to the older generation. Like,
That's more accurate, but I would not agree that it's a like sign that they're gonna fold in Instagram into Facebook.
yeah, fair enough. Maybe
I
that
don't-
was.
Well, that's the only thing that almost makes sense, though, because, like, they're copying, I don't know if the viewers and listeners know this, but Facebook purchased Instagram, 2 years ago for $1 billion?
I don't know. Whatever
It was way more than one.
No, it's way more than $1 billion. I mean,
Way more than $1 billion?
I remember it happening during a string of insanely overvalued buyouts.
Oh no, it was $1 billion.
It was?
Look
So
it
I was
up.
exactly right? I was exactly right?
You're right. Well, fuck us both.
Who
You're
owns
right.
Snapchat?
Listen, you guys are fake news.
Who owns Snapchat? Snapchat.
Really? They're-
Yes, they're gonna have their IPO this year. That's like one of the biggest tech stories.
So that's got to be a big...
Ever.
That's got to be a big factor in this, though, right, guys? Like,
Snapchat's IPO? Hell yeah.
you figure Facebook knows that
Yeah,
Snapchat
so this,
IPO is coming up.
and you're right. So no, that's exactly, Eric. You make a brilliant fucking point.
I'm a
That's-
smart guy.
This is probably what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to take away, which is not going to work, but they're trying to. They're trying to take away from fucking Snapchat shine, which is just not going to work. It's not going to happen. Snapchat is a fucking colossal giant now. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. And
To be honest, though, I think I can really see Snapchat's IPO going the same way that Twitter's did. There's just not enough.
no, you know why? Because they actually have a profitable business model.
Well,
Twitter
where the fuck
makes
do they serve
zero.
ads?
Where the fuck do they serve ads? In the stories. Bro, I can tell you don't use it. If you look at
No,
stories...
I do. I know they show one at the end of every story, but that is a minuscule amount of ad time, man, to make profits off
They
of.
get a shit ton of money for geotagged
Filters
for like social events. They get a shit ton of money
fair
for
enough.
that. They get a shit ton of money for the plugins for like Mashable and all these other websites.
I'm just really curious about how their balance sheet looks because it just doesn't seem to me. It's similar to Twitter, man. Twitter runs promoted shit in your feed, but
yeah. But
it's
one thing
still
is
deep in the
promoted
red.
shit in your feed, and that's all that Twitter makes money off of. That's it. Versus they have like plugged in from from news outlets like GQ and shit like that into the platform itself. Vice, you name it, CNN. I don't think Fox is on there, but fuck them anyway. Like name a platform. It could be on there. It's likely that it's on there, like a news media platform.
What about the spectacles? What about the spectacles, though?
The spectacles are a hype product. The spectacles are a hype product that are cool, but it's not making money right now. Point being, they're definitely making money hand over fist right now, and I bet it's more than Twitter easily.
Oh, Dios mío.
I'm switching over now. Switch time.
Oh, look at you with your little baby flask, drinking the baby liquor. Blah, 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 blah.
This is a baby. This is a...
Oh,
I don't think so.
that happened.
Oh, is that how you drink, Eric? Is that how alcohol works?
Is that wrong?
Maybe.
Okay, my turn to count. You motherfuckers ready? You bitches.
I'm not ready. Not ready.
Well, get that truck moving. Beep, beep, beep.
3,
The well-known
2,
term, get that truck moving.
1. Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa centro, pa dentro. Hey.
Ah.
Baby.
Oh, yum.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
The
naughty
tequila,
Kool-Aid.
man.
Well, so is there something to be said that, like, a lot of people end up using this, like, just for sheer inertia?
You know why
like-
a lot of people end up using this? 'Cause Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, just stickiness. Like, they're on Facebook already. They see it crop up.
Yep.
They're like, okay, sure, cool.
Yep, that's exactly why it'll be used.
And
So-
let's just get into the details a little bit of what exactly it is, though. Like,
Yeah, go for it.
it's you can like share videos and pictures for 24 hours. So it's like it's like shit you've seen before, except it's just on Facebook. It's like the exact same thing. I just want to explain that for anybody who is curious.
In case you're wondering, it's exactly the same as Snapchat stories.
It's what you think it is. It's exactly what you think it is, basically. And it will be coming out in the next few months to America. Launched in Ireland yesterday. So all our Irish listeners, enjoy the crack, Sláinte.
Look at you saying Gaelic shit.
That means cheers in Gaelic. I should have said cheers when we.
Speaking of which,
shot.
Apple is moving its headquarters for iTunes in addition to its corporate headquarters to Ireland.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I can't fucking imagine why.
Is the reason does it start with a T and end in a rump? Oh, I should.
Yeah, it ends with T and ends with Axehaven. Speaking of which, that would be a great name for a haunted house. Axehaven.
Oh. Yeah.
Dang.
Where axes feel comfortable and
Where axes feel comfortable butchering
where
people.
everybody knows your blade and
Oh man.
sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your blade.
Oh, that would be a great idea. A Cheers themed haunted house with the corpses of the characters with axes in them.
this
Is so dark.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like,
Oh.
anyway, moving on to the Cypher War. This will be our
Wait,
last.
guys,
What?
guys,
It's
guys.
what?
The topic. We don't have to talk about this as a topic, but talking about band names. So that whole pig embryo had human organs thing.
Oh, for fuck's sake, are you on
Okay,
about
just real quick,
Manbear Pig again?
real quick.
God
So
damn it, fucking-
they took a pig egg and put a human genetic embryo inside of it to grow organs. apparently, and it's successfully growing inside of the womb of this pig. And someone tweeted, "Pig-human hybrids brings us closer to barnyard organ factories." And then I retweeted, "Barnyard organ factories is my new band name, Dibs." Putting it out there. Barnyard organ factories is mine. No one else is claiming it.
But what about Man Bear Pig?
Man Bear Pig will happen eventually. That's not my band name, though. Barnyard organ factories, my band name. 100%.
What kind of music would you play?
That to be decided.
Flamenco.
Salsa music. It's salsa music. I'm Cuban. That's salsa music.
It's got to be easy to dance to. Barnyard Factory.
Barnyard organ factory.
A fucking mariachi band named Barnyard
Oh my
Organ
god!
Factory.
I know what it's got to be. It's got to be a ska band, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously, it's got to be a ska band.
The second coming of Moby, hailed as artistic geniuses, Barnyard Organ Factories. Alright, anyways, moving on. I think I'm appropriately drunk to talk about this. This is, one thing I'd really like to mention is an article on The Verge called The Cipher War, which definitely makes it sound more spy-y than it actually is.
Yeah, it was misleading.
Nah, I mean, it
Sounds like a bad spy novel, definitely.
So essentially, like, dated to about 4000 BC, there's this big set of hieroglyphic symbols that have been found throughout the Indian Peninsula, all the way into Iraq and Iran, that have never been deciphered. Fucking ancient. Probably would be one of the earliest written languages if people could decipher it.
Can we describe what they look like? Just the
Yeah, it's very pictorial.
So it's somewhere, if I may, it's somewhere between like Egyptian hieroglyphs and like cuneiform of Sumeria, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's there are something resembling letters coupled with much
like
more
pictures.
detailed images of it's pictures and letters, guys. Anyway,
it's really interesting. I mean, yeah, it looks like Phoenician Greek letters mixed with like hieroglyphs as well.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I mean, the thing of interest is that it's been pretty much undeciphered since they found it.
Which is crazy.
Close to a century. Yeah, it is crazy because, man, you want to talk about a group of people that will spend inordinate amounts of time trying to solve a problem that the rest of us...
Linguist.
Linguist.
Yeah, linguists, man. Anyway, like nearly a century, if not more, that it's been undeciphered. So there's some people, computer scientists and neuroscientists, who said, well, let's do some machine learning and data analysis. So they threw a few basic techniques at it. I'm glossing over a pretty huge amount of shit right now. But yeah, they did some stuff, cross-entropy, Markov chain models, Markov models, and Ngram.
What are all these things you're saying?
It doesn't really matter. I mean, I can explain them if you want, but...
Can you briefly?
Okay. So cross-entropy is essentially looking at the probability distributions of...
Timing you, FYI.
What?
I'm timing you, FYI.
Alright, cross-entropy is looking at the shared information, more or less, of two probability distributions. So essentially, like, if you see a symbol in this position, position 4, and you see another symbol in position 5, how much more information do you have than you would just given the information about the probability of seeing symbol 1 in any given position? That's a really shitty... Yeah, that's a really shitty explanation. But I'm drunk and I don't really understand cross-entropy well. Markov chains are the same thing. They're just the essence of it is they're probabilistic models. They learn from data about how likely it is that something is the case, and they can spit out to you how likely it is.
Okay, and so how does that tie into deciphering what these these pictorial?
Well, the idea is that certain words in, for example, the English language will be much more likely to occur any given number n words apart. So like the is almost always going to be followed by a noun. And so the elephant, the giraffe, the human being, it's that's going to be a very high probability. in terms of a Markov chain or an engram. And likewise, adjectives will have a lower probability.
Oh, I see. So then it's taking like what is traditionally linguistic structure. Or like
no. I mean, these models are well beyond that. It's very simple and generally probabilistic. Markov chain models originated from physics because you would have like atoms in a high energy state, and then you would have a probability, but no guaranteed like deterministic solution of it transitioning to a higher energy state or a lower energy state.
So has the machine learning actually been able to decipher any of these things that were found in the Indus Valley?
So that's the most interesting part of this article, right? Is that they found some results suggesting that it contains information and that it is a spoken language and not just pictorial. And then there are essentially some mudslingers, people who exchanged some very strong words, such as, you would be better off getting medical advice from your garbage man than you would be getting ideas about the Indus script from listening to Steve Farmer. That kind of mudslinging.
I hate mudslingers. Let me be on the record.
Like, this is fucking hilarious.
Mud's very messy and does nobody any good.
So this for just for some context, this was found in the Indus Valley. The Indus Valley is modern day Pakistan. It's one of the like hotbeds of the origins of human civilization, right? You have the Indus Valley. You have the
Mesopotamian.
Mesopotamia is like the OG.
The
OG civilization, right?
It was pretty much where it was at.
Yeah. So Mesopotamia is where like civilization is traditionally thought to have first started.
Oh, real quick. So for what an engram is, it's pretty much what determines search suggestions for the Google search bar. So right now I was looking up pictures of the Indus Valley, and when I typed in pic, the first suggestion was pictures of Donald Trump.
Oh,
it's unfortunate.
Yeah. But
we don't want to see that. We don't want to see that.
Baby.
Oh, God.
We don't want to hear that. We don't want to see that.
No.
Woo! No. Barnyard Organ Factories.
Barnyard Organ Factories.
Let's do it. I'm gonna count down, even though I did last one.
No, I'll count down. Just give me a sec.
I'll count down because I don't pull my weight.
Not allowed.
Once again, glad it's being said out loud.
Fuck all of you guys.
I'm glad
Isn't
you're
this
saying
the part where you reassure me that I do pull my weight?
Nope.
But I don't.
Maybe after we go off air.
We'll make you feel good off air. On air, we're gonna shit all over you.
Yeah.
Because we know that's what you're into that.
Tell me I've been a bad boy. Tell me I've been a bad boy.
Hello.
Yeah. Podcast title?
All right.
3.
Yeah, no, it was a good idea.
1. Tequila.
So, not tech related, but
maybe too good. Wow.
So Indus River Valley, one of the traditional like hotbeds of civilization, right? Like one of the origins. You have Indus River Valley, Mesopotamia, Nile, the two rivers in China. One of them is the Yangtze, the other is the Yellow River.
That's right.
I might be forgetting a couple. You have the Amazon, of course. I don't know if there was any major civilizations there.
Is this going to be the episode
where
we list rivers?
What about the Nile, Dan?
I said the Nile.
I wasn't listening because I'm drunk. Welcome to Geography Kila.
Anywho, this is fucking interesting to me as someone who's just like, passionate about, and Eric as well. I mean, Eric and I in high school we loved history and culture, right? I'm a culture nerd.
Still do love history
to the max.
To the max.
Culture nerd to the. You can ask Burke. When I was in Turkey with him, I was asking him like linguist questions about the Turkish language while we were there. And I was like,
it was neat.
Oh,
it was
shit!
Neat to see someone give that much of a shit.
So this may. I think, Dan, what you're trying to say is like if we could work out some kinks, like maybe machine learning has the potential to unlock a lot of our history.
Yeah. So Burke, what is you have an insight into this? You think it's likely that this makes any headway into actually unlocking?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I think it potentially could be useful in letting people know how to approach
like
deciphering
helping
language.
people, right?
Yeah, but it's pretty unlikely that this thing is going to tell us what each word means. You know, to be fair, this isn't my specialty. Natural language processing is this huge portion of...
Right, but you know a lot more than the general population. Oh,
Someone at the door.
he's angry.
He's
Yeah,
not
you know
angry,
more
he's
about
just
this than the
scared.
general population, dude. So, I mean, your guess is better than any of us.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, it's one thing that I think there are two pitfalls that I think people fall into with machine learning. One, it's omnipotent and it can do whatever you want it to. Two, it's just dumb as shit and can't do anything you want it to. And I think this application, it definitely is. You can use some of these information theoretic and machine learning techniques to get insight into maybe what a single character or a single picture means in this stuff. But in the end, the person who's going to make the final leap to deciphering it will probably be a human being.
Right. I mean, ultimately, I see it. What I'm getting from you, and what I imagined in the first place, was that the analysis from these machine learning paradigms might help them see certain patterns or see certain things that they might not have noticed before, and will help them unlock certain things.
Yeah, assuming they stop flinging shit at each other long enough to actually do it.
You know, you would think from what I saw in Arrival that this would be easy, but that movie's really good, by the way.
I need to see it still.
It's so good. It's so good. Eric, have you seen Arrival?
Not yet.
Oh my god!
I like Amy Adams.
You need to see Arrival for especially as someone who's like interested in like linguistics and history. You need to see Arrival. Listeners, if you haven't seen Arrival, stop listening to this episode and go see it.
No, don't stop listening. Don't stop listening.
Stop right now.
I would advise you do not, because we're almost done. We're almost done.
Please watch.
Is the mudslinging really that? Is it that
dude? Like comparing
comparing
listening to someone to getting advice from a garbage man. That's fucking crazy. Like these people are supposed to be your colleagues,
and they're like shitting on each other, like really, like it's bad.
Yeah, basically.
Why are they creating such a caustic environment for?
Fucking fine now, man.
I would say a garbage man gave me good directions once to where
to be fair, they get sick a lot, so I would actually take his medical advice.
Yeah, I feel like a garbage man knows society better than most because he sees us at our worst.
Wow, Eric, we're getting fucking deep here. I'm just talking about medical advice.
Listen, how many shots have we had?
This is Philosophyla.
Yeah, I've been...
Philosophyla.
Well, floss your teeth and drink tequila.
I can't tell if that's a podcast about philosophy or velociraptors. I have yet to...
I believe there's room for both.
I will be back momentarily as I use the restroom.
Yeah. I think,
Well, does this mean we're done before you...
Yeah, on that note...
Burke's just gotten up, walked away. He's done. He's done with us. And I suppose we're done for tonight.
Well, so on that note, thanks to everyone for listening and watching this episode. Woo!
Yeah!
Please tell your friends about the podcast and leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us gain more audience that way. Your help goes a long way in helping us reach a larger audience. Please, please, please tell everyone. For more from Techquila, you can follow us on Twitter at TechquilaCast. We like to think that we tweet funny shit, so go ahead and follow us there. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Techquilacast. Eric wrote a really funny post about the Trump-Mexico tax.
More to come. More to come. That was just a taste. Did you like that taste? Because there's more to come.
Oh, man. So, finally... Please support the show if you like the show at patreon.com/Techquilacast. Yeah, we very much appreciate the patrons that we have currently. Thank you very much for supporting the show. We're currently sitting at $6 per month. If we hit $20 per month, we will start making merch, and that merch will probably include shot glasses that we know you want. So,
guys, you're going to want this merch. Dan is a crackerjack graphic designer. He knows how to make
Was that an insult?
Yeah, it's like the best
it's
way
not.
to
No, it's not.
the best way to compliment someone is to compare them to a candy that has like stopped production 50 years
Excuse me. When I say somebody is Cracker Jack at something, that means they're very good.
Well, good at you, fucking 80-year-old Jewish grandmother.
Thanks.
Once again, still Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Oh, is it?
No, I said that the first time you called me a Jew.
Yeah, well, I wasn't paying attention to you, you fucking Jew.
Oh my god. And on that note, this has been yet another episode of Techquila. Goodbye.
Let's edit that out.
Yeah, I probably should not admit to that in public.
That's staying in. I don't care what you guys say. I can't edit that out as I'm saying, this has been another episode. Goodbye.
Well, you can leave that in, what you just did.
You can just leave it all in. It's
Can't
fine.
leave it in on the Facebook Live post that's on right now.
Yeah, well,
Leave
I
it
mean,
all
who
in.
watches
Leave
our
it all in.
Facebook page?
Listen,
Let's
it's
be
okay, Burke.
realistic.
You live in Texas. It's Austin, but it's still Texas. It's
Yeah,
still
but
a
you know,
racist Texan.
look, dude, this isn't Nazi Germany. The Jews are a protected group in the United States.
You know, Trump
Yeah.
has something to say about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you're right. How many Jews do you know besides me? Just curious.
3 or 4?
Okay.
Yeah, a fair amount of Jews.
That's not bad. That's
I
not
know a
bad.
few Jews. What do you want me to say?
I don't want you to say that. It's just a question.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, you
Do you count one of them as Mel Brooks, or like what do you?
know. I know of a few Jews. No.
And the other two are the Coen brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know Mel Brooks, I know the Coen brothers, and that
And me,
hook
and me.
and that hook nose fuck who runs the store down the street.
You
All right.
guys so much.
Hey,
Hey, shot time.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, no, we're passing on that. That's not
I
happening.
know. Fuck.
So, okay, are you two the other live stream viewers?
Woo! I'm not. Hi,
Eric?
people who are watching. Thanks for watching.
Eric?
No, not me.
Oh my god, we actually have viewers!
Well, you know what?
It's because we're loved. We're loved by many people.
Yeah, well, thank you, whoever you are.
It's
I,
they love your Harry Potter glasses, Burke.
Yeah, right, my naughty Harry Potter class. Why did I say
You're a
that?
wizard, Burke.
Yeah, a wizard, Turk.
Son of a Turk.
I'm a wizard, Turk.
A Cuban, a Turk, and a Jew start a podcast.
Yeah, that's the end of the joke. The joke is that they think they'll succeed.
Really not even a joke. Yeah, just like
That's
they
just
think
about-
they
that's what-
thought they could do something, but they failed.
But we're in Trump's America now.
Failure. The defining
Are we still
element of my
broadcasting?
life.
Are we still-
Yeah, we are, but I don't really
We
give a
are?
shit. Man, I'm still so bummed about Stanford, man. That kills me.
I'm sorry. Well, you know what? Fuck Princeton, because New Jersey sucks, but Geneva.
Yeah, no, here's to that. I'm leaving.
Fill Eric in. He has no idea what's going on.
Oh, really?
sorry.
Have you not
You-
been? Have I been talking about it in the?
You talked
Well,
about it just exclusively to me.
I feel like I can pick up on it in this moment. Did you get rejected for an application? For...
Yeah, no. So I applied to Yale, Stanford, Princeton, University College London, and University of Geneva. I got rejected from Stanford, Yale, and
for what kind of program? For what kind of program?
computational neuroscience.
Okay.
And so I got rejected from London, Stanford, and Yale. I'm waiting on Princeton, and I got a interview in Geneva, which I'm flying out to next week. on
Holy
Thursday.
shit!
Yeah, no,
Wow.
it should be fun. If nothing else, I'm staying an extra 3 days just so I can see the place.
Yeah, of course. When
Yeah.
in Rome, when
Yeah.
in Geneva.
Huh? Yeah, when in Geneva. So
Any
yeah, but
programs in New York, just come to New York, man.
yeah, no, Princeton. Princeton's the closest. That's the last one I'm waiting to hear back from. I actually ran into the guy today whose lab I was applying to there. He
Oh,
actually
that's what, you were saying that before.
yeah, right.
Okay.
I actually had known of this guy from UT because he used to be a professor here, and he got poached by Princeton, and So I applied in the hopes of joining his lab, and just weirdly, I was getting coffee during a break in class, and I saw him in line. I wasn't sure it was him. So I talked to him, and he said he'd email me back about my application. He said he was on the review committee for that one. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
And Eric just walks off in the middle like that. Yeah, I care.
Okay, so everyone on the live stream, I feel like now is an appropriate time to cut the live stream.
For those
I
of
do
y'all...
care.
What?
I wish everybody success.
All three of you that were on the live stream, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
much appreciated. Any of you that are watching
Friday night.
anyone that's watching retroactively, thanks for watching.
Thanks again for making it this far. We really appreciate your support. This has been a shit show, and we love you. Take care of yourself.
We had a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, peace.